Okay, I don't really know how to go into it, I guess, but if you want to like introduce like yourself and what like you do in the band and stuff.
Cool. I'm Freddie. I'm the lead singer in Chase the Wild.
And I'm Matt, and I'm the lead guitarist in Chase the Wild.
The first kind of question I have is, if you were to describe your newest single, Back of My Mind, as a meal deal, where would it be from and what would be in it?
As a meal deal? That is a question.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay. No, I'm thinking bougie. I'm thinking an M&S type thing.
Oh.
I feel like we've got to put sushi in there.
What kind though?
Well, I don't like sushi, so
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like sushi either.
Some kind of sushi. It's in the name of the, well, not in the name of the song, but in the song. Pineapple juice as a drink, I'm gonna say. And then, oh Matt, give us your snack.
Snack. Cheese strings.
Cheese strings.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I can see it. What are the like biggest inspirations for the single?
Ooh, it's a good question actually. It's definitely sort of the like Mako Road, they're also a New Zealand band, really good. Listen to them if you can. But yeah, sort of the like the more beachy stuff, and then actually one of the things we kind of were looking at when we were like mixing it and stuff was that pre-chorus where it's those big hits, kind of the Tame Impala-y kind of stuff, like with the massiveness and how like not spacey it is, but like comes in on that big punch, and it's huge, but it's also not like a wall of noise.
Yeah, like our drummer Ed, he does a lot of like the studio and like figuring out like kind of how to get a specific sound that we're after. For this song we did a lot more experimenting with like different mics and different techniques of things to do, which I guess helped make the product what it is today in the mix.
Nice. Would Wallace and Gromit listen to your music? And if not, what Britcom character would?
Ooh. You know what? I don't think Wallace and Gromit would, but you know the chickens in Wallace and Gromit. I think they'd have a good time,
like
in the barn or whatever.
Yeah. I get behind that. Yeah.
Where did the name Chase the Wild come from?
Go on, Matt. You have this one.
So are we gonna talk about the name?
Yeah. So we used to be called Last Minute. That came from us. We literally had our first rehearsal the day before one of our assignment gigs. So Last Minute kind of
we needed a name. So.
And we were Last Minute for what, 2-3 months, and then we were like, nah, doesn't really fit.
No.
And we wanted to do the whole sort of like surf rock, Australian surf rock kind of indie type stuff. And we were like, well, realistically, it was like February at this time of the year. And we were like, well, looking outside, it's not really like got the whole appeal of surfy, like hot beach kind of thing at the moment. And then the word someone like came up with the word wild.
It was Oscar, I think.
Oscar, yeah. And they were like, well, we don't have it, so let's chase it. So it's chase the wild. I think it was like at one point it was like Chasing the Wild was one of the names we came up with, and then we were like, nah. So that's how it kind of came about.
When it first like first got suggested, we were all like, it wasn't an immediate like, oh yeah, that's like our name. Like it's like there wasn't a lot of hype around it. But I think what we've done with the branding and our sound around it, it's like kind of has made it fit the name more, which makes us, now we're all like very happy with the name. Like we wouldn't, still have it and everything. So
yeah, I think it's like, it's usually I listen to bands and I see the name and I'm like, that doesn't fit at all. But Chase the Wild is one where I've listened and gone, yeah, that's.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Like, what's your like dream show? Like any venue, any openers, no matter how big they are or small.
For me personally, what's that big venue in Phoenix called? It's like been all of the like rocks. Is it called? I think it might just be called the Rock. Let me look it up quickly. The Rock Phoenix. Yeah, it's in Arizona. Oh no, never mind. That's a gay bar. Wait, hold on. So Elderbrook has played there. He did a show not too long ago. It's called Red Rocks. Red Rocks in Phoenix. It's an amazing like outdoor like huge place. I would love to play there. It just looks really cool. And then lineup wise, for me, I would love to have fitting with our sound, Mako Road. Unfortunately, they're not like a thing anymore. I don't think.
Yeah.
And then Sticky Fingers or Hard Life, which Easy Life, but Hard Life now.
Yeah.
What would you say, Matt?
For me personally, I mean, it's changed a lot, but I mean, this is just based off the most recent gig I went to. I went to a gig at O2 Brixton in London, and it's a really cool venue where it's just like, the architect is all amazing, and like you look up and it's just like it's just dark like up the top, so it's like it feels like you're outside in a way, and the venue's just like, it's really like, I don't know about you, Freddie, but I prefer gigs like, I mean, obviously we haven't done any stadiums, but like I prefer gigs where it's like 5,000 to 10,000 people, and it feels a lot more intimate rather than a big stadium where there's like 90,000 people.
I agree.
Like I think for me personally, that's a really cool venue. In terms of bands I would love to support, I mean, there's a band called Ripe who they've never come to the UK. I've been trying to see them for ages, so that'll be really cool. And I mean, I think Ben would kill me if I didn't say this, but probably Ocean Alley, I think, is also the main one. But that would be an amazing achievement, I think, for us to have as a band.
Nice. If you were to describe your sound like to new listeners, like how would you describe it?
I would say, well, it depends on the song, really. It's all very energetic. There's a lot of like punch in there. Look at that Australian surf, like coastal kind of scene, and that's what we're aiming for. We've put our own spin on it with the British side of things. Like I take a lot of influence, like vocally, from Hard Life, and Sticky Fingers as well. I definitely take a lot of inspiration from Dylan Frost, who's the lead singer.
I think just positive, like just vibes, and like I think that's what our gigs are about as well. We're just like making sure people have a good time and that we want a good show. I think that's what our music is about, and the message to it, I guess.
What's your favourite single that you've put out so far?
I think mine is it's either Slide Away or Back of My Mind. I do love both those songs for two very different reasons. Like back of my mind is very chill for the most part, and it's like you can just have it on like in the background. And Slide Away is just, it's just explosive is the only word I can really like say about it. I think.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's back of my mind, partly because it was like kind of how it all came about. I came up with the main guitar like intro bit that kind of started off the song. There's a voice note on my phone like from like 2 years ago now of like where I was doing it when I like just at home before I'd even met anyone from Chase the World or been to uni. And obviously now it's out there, come to life. So I think it's quite, for me personally, that's like a song that's like, like more personal attachment, I guess.
If you would like to describe your band as an animal, what animal would it be?
Ooh, I'm gonna say a parrot. I think a parrot, because you've got that tropical vibe. You find parrots in the jungle, but also they're just fun, aren't they? Like if you see a parrot, you're like,
yeah.
I would think of laughing personally, but
either probably a koala bear or a panda, I'll probably say. Because pandas, there's lots of videos of just them being like, there's just so many funny videos of pandas just being a bit stupid. And I think that sums up like some like just good vibes and energy that we have. And I think koala bears just wild animals. Australia, I think those kind of vibes, I guess.
Yeah. What's your favorite song to play live?
Released or unreleased?
Or unreleased, either or.
Cool.
Matt, you go first for this one. I've been taking all of them.
I would say
it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tricky because they all have different meanings and different vibes, I guess. I would say at the moment, I really enjoy Face the Truth, which is an unreleased song. And then also, it's very tricky. I'll probably Slide Away just because it's released and it's really good like energy every time there's a good crowd, I guess. But I mean, I enjoy all of them, so it's a easy answer.
Yeah, I'd definitely say Slide Away for me. Slide Away or Forgiveness, which is one of our unreleased ones. They're just fun to sing, and it's like they're energetic. They pack a punch. Like the whole crowd's vibing with it, and it's they're just fun,
Yeah.
Yeah. What's like just your favorite songs or like albums in general?
Ooh, great question.
Check my Spotify for this.
Yeah, I think for me at the moment I've been listening to a lot of Tom Misch, his album what's it called? What Kind of Music? That's a great album. Him and Yusuf Days he drums on that album and he's great. I've been liking Tom Misch a lot, Jordan Rakai. Yeah, my favorite album of all time though, I think it's probably Quadrofeline by Strawberry Lace. It's Strawberry Lace. They're not a massive band, but they are absolutely amazing. I was lucky enough to support them with my other band, and they're just lovely guys as well. And that album is incredible. Like you should all listen to it if you get a chance to.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to choose. I would say there's a band called Palace. I wouldn't say like a specific album, but there's a live album called live from Earth Hackney. It's incredible. It's amazing. Like one of the best live sounds I've heard. Also Ripe, called Joy in the what's it called? Joy in the World Unknown. That was like a big influence for me learning guitar at school, I would say.
Is that the album with Young Tom Rose on it?
Yeah.
Great album.
That whole album is just it's incredible. And I mean, not at the moment, but just like as in, not as in like these guys called Hator. We've supported them a couple of times. They haven't got an album out or anything, but their singles are absolutely incredible. They're so lovely. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, are missing out on not listening to their music because they're sound lads. They're amazing, and we would love to play with them again. So, yeah.
Nice. What's the? I forgot I wrote this one. What's the best motorway in the UK, in your opinion?
Best motorway. I'm not too experienced on motorways, but I'm from Cornwall, so the way home is the M5. It's got to be the M5.
I don't know. I don't go on motorways. Like in the middle of.
It's not the M25. I can tell you that.
Oh no, I'm very aware of that. The M25. I'm very aware of that motorway. M4. That's the only other one really that I know. I don't live near motorways really, so.
Fair enough. Like, if you were to have any festival lineup, what would be the top artists on it?
Ooh, for me, I think Loyal Kana's got to be up there. I really want to go and see him live. Really want to go and see him live. But also having him, I think I would have Tom Misch, Jordan Rakai, them on some small, like not the main stage, but like the second stage, and then have them come on for the headline of Loyal Kana because they've got a few collabs. I think that'd be great. And then it's got to be Sticky Fingers for me. And then third day, it's difficult. I think Kings of Leon, to be honest. I saw them in Bristol last year.
Yes.
And they were amazing. So I think Kings of Leon.
I'm just gonna run this off the top of my head. I don't really know. I think are we doing it like headline act Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is that how we're doing it pretty much? Friday, I'd probably have Inhaler because I mean personally they're a really big influence for me. They don't really influence our music, but for me personally, I look up to them a lot. Saturday, probably Ray. She's a really cool artist. And then Sunday, Mako Road probably, or like Ocean Alley. You know, Australian vibes. I think it'll be a good ender.
Yeah. I've only got like a couple more, but what's an unreleased song you're most excited to release?
This is one we wrote literally maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It's called Go On Home. Very excited for that one. For me, it's that, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with Freddie. But then probably also, I think we have a song called Rosie, which I think I'm excited for that to be released. I think it'll do good. So, yeah.
And do you have like any advice for new bands or?
Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep trying as hard as you can. It's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. but if you don't keep going, you're not going to get anywhere. So you just have to play every show that you get or you get offered, and you have to try and get more shows than you think you'll ever be able to get.
Yeah. I think a key is just being organized and having strong communication with, whether that's with the band itself or with promoters or anyone. I think just building connections, building a good reputation. I think that's the advice I can give.
Yeah, I think that's the best advice, because so far we've had about 4 interviews, and every time we've asked that question, we've gotten those 2 responses: is be organised, keep going.
Yeah. It's key though. You've got to do both of those things.
It is. It's like our most recent, like, biggest gig today at Tech Club, Sporting Pentire. We wouldn't have had that if we hadn't built up the connections that we built beforehand. You know, the, I guess, positive vibes of the band. Obviously the music is important. But now since then we've built more connections and further connections with other promoters, which are allowing us to do more gigs, just like we're playing Thekla again with Adult Leisure in October, which will be really lovely. And yeah.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
Talking
to
us.
Thank you.
That's all good.
And have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Right,
see you in a bit.
So much. Thank you.
Bye.